Hey there guys, it's Attack on Samurai, and welcome to week 6, season 3, season 3, week 6 of the OBA. So our opponent this week is the Mississippi Machamps, coached by Johnmark, another returning coach from season 2. So this season he has a very offensive draft. I actually did make some trades as well, and drop some stuff too. So originally, well, actually I'll just say what his draft is now. So his draft now is for OU, Staraptor, Mega Diancie, and Magnezone. Then for UU, he has Celebi, Infernape, Crocodile. For RU, he's got Blastoise, Hitmonlee, Hoopa, and Hoopa Confined. And then for NU and below, he has Muck, Tauros, and Rotom Fan. So his team is very offensive this season. Last season he had more of a defensive core with the annoying core of Chansey and Mega Sableye. So yeah, that was big fun last season. Big fun. So honestly, this season, this is more of a breather, kind of, but it still stresses me out. So, looking at his draft, again, he does have a lot of offensive pressure. He has some defensive capabilities with his team. Like, actually, there are some monsters in this draft that I'm familiar with, like Crocodile, of course, like Crocodile and Infernape. Infernape because Inferno can be ran like different ways. It can be ran like mixed, physical, special. Can have a Stealth Rocks and such. Be a Stealth Rock lead. Can get taunt, priority. Gets a lot of coverage to stuff. So, and also has Gunk Shot for fairies and such and stuff like that. So, Infernape has a lot going for it. Crocodile, which is a mon I used last season. It has. Well, actually, not last season. I used season 1. Actually, both Infernape and Crocodile are mons I used season 1. But Crocodile can be ran defensively. Most of the time, they are ran physically offensive and usually are like Moxie or usually Moxie, like Moxie Choice Scarf or Moxie Bandit or something. So they usually ran offensive. Like first season I ran it mostly actually I think I ran it mostly defensive. There were a couple times I ran it offensively, and it did work too, but yeah, I think one time I ran it Twist Scarf offense or something like that. Now the rest of his mons, I know a little bit about them. I know Staraptor is a very hard hitting mon. Actually, he has 3 Intimidators on his team, so Staraptor, Crocodile, and Tauros all have Intimidate, so that could be kind of an issue compared to the team I have this week, but I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. And then Staraptor has another ability called Reckless. What that does is that any like damage inflicting move gets double, its power gets increased, so moves like Double Edge, Brave Bird, stuff like that, that's going to do a lot of damage to stuff. So Reckless Staraptor is probably one of the best wall breakers in this. Is the best wall breaker in his draft. Well, that and Hitmonlee. But Hitmonlee doesn't have. Well, it actually has more coverage than Staraptor. Staraptor unfortunately suffers from having like the 4-move syndrome, Double Edge, Brave Bird, U-turn, Return, or something like that, or Close Combat to replace Return. Yeah, then Diancie. I don't really know too much about Mega Diancie. I rarely battle that thing, so I don't know much about it. I know Magnezone can be ran Twist Scarf, can be ran Twist Specs. Celebi, I don't really know too much about, so I do know that it can be ran, that it can run a Baton Pass and such. So that could be kind of an issue if you Baton Passes stuff. And then pretty much the other mons are self-explanatory. Blastoise just likes to rapid spin stuff, and burn things. It can also be ran offensive too. Hitmonlee just wants to get a fake off on, just wants to get a fake out on stuff, and then get its boost and some burden boost, and then just start sweeping stuff. Hoopa Confined. I don't really know too much about Hoopa in this form. I know a little bit about its other form when it's unbound, but again, that's been banned, so I don't know what this Hoopa can do. Muck, I guess that's his answer to fairies along with Magneton, so that's all I really know. It actually does have some other capabilities too, I believe. I know it gets Shadow Sneak, so it does get priority. I think it gets Memento, gets Gunk Shot. I think it's Pain Split too, so it has some stuff to it. Tauros is another mon that could be kind of a problem too, because it has Sheer Force, just like Nidoqueen. So depending on how he runs it, or depending on like what moves he runs on it this week, then if he does bring it, then it could be kind of a problem. That thing is actually really fast too. It's actually the second fastest. No, it's actually tied with the second fastest mon on his team. So it's like base 110. So that means it's basically speed ties with his with Mega Diancie. And then Rotom Fan, I don't really know too much about, except that it gets Air Slash. So yeah, I think it just basically functions like the other Rotom forms. It just has another move, and it can be ran defensive, offensive, or such things. So now that I've rambled on about this draft, let's talk about what the team I'm bringing this week. So this week I'm bringing Queen Victoria, the Nidoqueen, Selly, the Duosion, Dabonim, the Hitmontop, 10-piece, the Blaziken, Coco, the Whimsicott, and Striker, the Mega Manectric. So this week I'm running a Nidoqueen defensively because, again, this team is very physically oriented. So I felt like I had to go relax and have some like offensive moves and such. So this week I'm packing Sucker Punch, Stealth Rock, Earth Power, and Thunderbolt. Sucker Punch is mainly to catch his psychic types. Also to get some chip damage on stuff too. So it's mainly for Hoopa. That's why I have it. I guess it can also be for Celebi, but Celebi won't really be too much of an issue anyway. So it'll still be used, but probably not for Celebi. Stealth Rock, very good to have up because also he does have a Magic Bounce user. I forgot. Mega Diancie is a Magic Bounce user, so I have to be prepared. I have to watch out when this thing Mega Evolves and stuff and could set up Stealth Rocks on me and could bounce back my Stealth Rocks. So yeah, but Stealth Rocks are going to be really good this game because it definitely chips his team quite a bit. It can chip Staraptor, and Staraptor's going to take a lot of damage too from its reckless ability of going for Double Edge every turn and such, or Brave Bird. So definitely Stealth Rock and recoil from those moves are going to stack up on it. And then also it's good for weakening Rotom. Good for weakening. It's just really good for weakening most of his draft. Since he also does have a few bulky things too. But yeah, and then Earth Power. That's mainly going to be that's mainly a check to Mega Diancie, Magnezone, Infernape, and Muck. And then Thunderbolt is just another check to his it's just another check move to Staraptor and Blastoise. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I was thinking about going maybe going for a poison type move, or maybe bringing Ice Beam or something. But I think Thunderbolt is probably better because, well, again, it can hit Staraptor and Blastoise, but again, that's what Mega Manectric can do anyway. But I guess maybe it's just better to get chip damage on stuff anyway. So that's basically the whole reason behind Thunderbolt. So next mon that I'm bringing this week is Selly, the Duosion. So Selly is going to be ran on Modest with Bulk, so it actually has no investment in special attack. I feel like I didn't really I mean, maybe I could have needed that, but no, I just felt like going like a dual, just a dual bulk set. Well, not a dual like bulk set, but like a dual bulk EV spread. Just so that way Duosion can take hits from both sides very well. And even if it is modest, I mean, even so, it can still like dish out a lot of damage too. Without the special special attack investment. Like, actually, I had calced. Actually, I should say the moves first. So, Duosion is actually going to be ran Magic Guard this week, just in case he has Stealth Rocks and such. I was kind of debating on bringing Regenerator or Magic Guard, but seeing how his team is mostly offensive and such, I felt like Regenerator would kind of be a hindrance. So Magic Guard was probably the better ability for me to go for. Because if I went Regenerator and he had Stealth Rocks and such, then Duosion would just keep taking damage over and over again. So that's why I felt like Magic Guard was better to have this week. So yeah, the moveset this week is going to be Energy Ball, Flash Cannon, Side Shock, and Recover. Energy Ball is mainly a check to Crocodile and Blastoise. Just in case they come in on a switch in or whatever. Flash Cannon, that's my main answer to Diancie. So actually with this set, Diancie can't really touch Duosion, but Duosion, even without attack investment, can actually OHKO his Mega Diancie. I believe a Flash Cannon, looking at from the calc, I think it does about 110, so it basically knocks it out. So yeah, Psyshock is mainly an answer to his fighting types, Infernape and Hitmonlee, and also Muck too, since Muck is mainly ran special defensive, so it would do a lot of damage on his physical side. And Recover is just to get recovery off and such. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Duosion. The next mon that I'm bringing with me this week is Dab on him, the Hitmontop. So I wanted to bring Dab this week because gotta turn on the fans, hot in here. I wanted to bring Hitmontop this week because, well, I needed an Intimidator this week, so that's pretty much why I brought it. Also I felt like I've been bringing Braviary too much, and especially bringing it as a defog user, so I decided, I think this week I'm just going to use Rapid Spin, so decided to bring Hitmontop instead for that reason. And also it would do more damage than Braviary would against this draft this season. Against this draft this week. So yeah, anyways, his moveset, it's also Assault Vested as well, just for his special attackers and such. So moveset this week is going to be Rapid Spin, Gyro Ball, Pursuit, and Close Combat. So Rapid Spin, again, self-explanatory, basically just to get rid of hazards that he could set up with Diancie, or Celebi, or Infernape, or Crocodile, just in case they set up on me. Gyro Ball is another good answer to his fast mons like Staraptor, Celebi, Infernape, Crocodile, what's it called, Tauros. Pursuit is my other main answer to Hoopa, just in case it wants to switch out or whatever. So I can just get off a Pursuit, and that thing's just gonna drop. If it has the berry that can resist, that weakens Dark type moves, which is the Cobra Berry. The Cobra Berry, now that I remember. That just came in my head. So yeah, it's just another check to that. And then Close Combat is just a strong stab move that does a lot to his draft. Mainly to, again, Crocodile, Tauros, Magneton, even to Staraptor too. So yeah, that's basically it for Dab. So yeah, I also made it Brave. I was actually kind of considering going Adamant, but I guess Brave is better because then I get to see like what he goes for first and such. And also it doesn't really matter because Hitmontop is pretty slow anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it. The next one I brought with me this week was ScythaGang. Was 10p. Sorry about that. The video had cut out earlier. So basically, I left off on ScythaGang. So I said that I was gonna bring a 10-piece the ScythaGang this week. Mostly because it can do a lot to his draft. Outside of dealing with outside of dealing with Staraptor and its Brave Birds and such. So this is kind of a set to counteract it, or to counteract like any of his other like fast mons, I guess. So I'm gonna run. I'm running Endure, High Jump Kick, Fire Punch, and Protect, along with the Salic Berry. So with the Salic Berry, ScythaGang goes up. With the Jelly Nature, goes up to, I believe, 217. So I believe that can actually outspeed any of his unchoiced mons, except for some that are choiced. So if he runs a Choice Scarf, Magnezone, that can actually outspeed it, because Choice Scarf Magnezone goes up to, I believe, 234. So yeah, and if he does bring a Choice Scarf Tauros, that goes up to like 324. So yeah, ScythaGang can outspeed any of his mons if they aren't Choice Scarfed. So yeah, basically, I just set up an Endure. Whatever mon goes for a move, my Salic Berry goes off, and then I can just do damage to stuff. I don't believe. Okay, no, it can actually. Yeah, it can outspeed his unboosted mons. I just had to think about it for a second. So High Jump Kick is, again, just like Close Combat, a check to pretty much everything besides Hoopa, and Celebi. So Owen, Muck. So yeah, so it's just a strong stab move that can do a lot of damage to most of his mons. Fire Punch, another stab move that can do a lot to his mons, outside of a few. So again, it's a good counter to it's just a check to Magnezone and Celebi. So yeah, and Protect is to scout out what moves he has, moves any of his mons have. Like if they're, like, I can find out what kind of mon if he's running a Choice Scarf, not Choice Scarf, if he's running a mon with priority, like Hitmonlee has priority, Blastoise has priority, Staraptor has priority, Infernape has priority. I think, I know Muck has priority, but I think Crocodile has priority too. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, that's basically it for 10-piece. Just there to scout stuff, get an Endure off, get speed boosted, and just go out. So that's pretty much it. I was actually debating on doing other things with this, because I really want ScythaGang to do something. Like, I was thinking maybe I could have gone like Choice Scarf, but then I would have to fear Staraptor being Choice Scarf and just taking out my ScythaGang, or any of his other mons being Choice Scarf and such. So I kind of made a big risk. Well, not a big risk, but I made a risk just going for Endure ScythaGang instead. So yeah, it should be fun though. I've actually never tried Endure on a ScythaGang, or an Endure Salic Berry set in general. So this should be fun. So the next mon I'm bringing this week is going to be Whimsicott again. So gonna run Coco the Whimsicott, and I'm running it with a Choice Scarf this week. With a Focus Sash this week. I'm running Endeavor, Giga Drain, U-Turn, and Protect. So this is mainly to counter his Staraptor or his Infernape. Mostly any of his offensive mons. So Whimsicott means, so depending on what kind of I guess item that these, no, not item, but basically this set is just to deal with his offensive mons. Just get off a huge Endeavor, after keep saying Braviary, after Staraptor or Infernape or whatever goes for a strong move, then Whimsicott can just live it, just go for an Endeavor, and they're gonna be down to 1 HP. So it's a very good I feel like this is a very good set for it for this week. Also Giga Drain, because again that's another check to his to some of his mons like Diancie, Blastoise, and Crocodile. U-turn is just that way I can you know, get some switch outs and such. And Protect is a scout for priority. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a standard, well, I don't know if this is a standard set for an Endeavor Whimsicott, but this is a set for Whimsicott this week. So yeah. So the last mon I'm bringing this week is of course Mega Blitz. I keep saying Mega other things besides Manectric. So I'm bringing Mega Manectric this week. Running Signal Beam, Overheat, Volt Switch, and Snarl. Signal Beam is again a check to his is a check to some of his mons, like again Hoopa, Celebi, and actually I don't know if Signal Beam is, well, I guess it's kind of a check. It's actually it's a neutral check, I guess. So it's a neutral check to Hoopa. It's a check to his Celebi and also to the Crocodile. Actually, I had HP Ice over Signal Beam, but I looked at how much HP Ice did to Crocodile than how much Signal Beam did, and Signal Beam does a lot more. So yeah, that's why I dropped HP Ice for that. Also, I guess it would have been good. It would have been cool to have HP Ice because then I could catch a Rotom Fan if he brings it. But kind of unnecessary. So yeah, that's why I got rid of HPS for Signal Beam. And then Overheat, again another strong fire type move, and just does a lot of damage to most of the monsters in his team. He doesn't really have a dedicated like switch in for an Overheat. Diancie is, I guess, like his best one, or a Blastoise if he runs especially defensive. But he doesn't really have like much of a great answer to Overheat. I mean, I guess you could say Hoopa, because Hoopa does have really good special defense, and also Muck too, but they don't resist it. So yeah, I have Volt Switch as well to have a Volturn core with a Whimsicott and Mega Manectric, and then Snarl is to catch Hoopa. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And also, I guess, to lower special attack on any of his other mons, like Mega, like I keep saying, okay, well, yeah, like Mega Diancie or Magnezone. And also, I guess to catch, no, that's what Signal Beam's for anyway. But I guess it can also catch Celebi too. So yeah, that's pretty much the set. Also, it's modest as well. So yeah, that's pretty much the set. This is pretty much the team in general for this week. So what mons I think he's gonna bring this week? Seeing that I actually traded off Klefki this week, because again I traded Klefki for Gengar. He's probably gonna be very, very likely to bring something. I mean, to bring mons that he probably couldn't previously bring before, since I had Klefki. So he probably will bring. He's definitely bringing Staraptor regardless. I think he would have brought it regardless, even if I did still have Klefki. So he's bringing that, definitely bringing the Staraptor. Oh, I forgot to say what mons he had before. He had traded off some mons. So he actually has been doing quite a bit of training. I mean, quite a bit of trading actually. But I believe that he had. I know he had Zygarde before for his OU pick, but I don't remember the other mons he had before. So yeah, kind of meh, but anyways, so I was saying that he's definitely going to bring Staraptor, because I don't really have like a dedicated switching into this thing, so he definitely has to bring that. So that's a definite. So Staraptor, who else could he bring? I'm gonna say he's gonna bring Hoopa. He definitely has to bring that too, because again, like, the only thing I have for Hoopa is actually Gengar. So if I did bring it, then I guess that kind of deals with it. But he could be afraid of the Gengar, so he probably won't bring Hoopa. But if he does, and again, I still have answers to Hoopa. So if he brings it, then it's just gonna get wrecked by my answers to it. So yeah, he does have a chance of bringing Hoopa. So Staraptor, Hoopa. Who else could he bring? He's probably gonna bring an Intimidator, so probably a bulky Intimidator. More than likely gonna be Crocodile, so he could bring that. Or he could run like an AV set just to counteract. Excuse me. Just to counteract some of my special attackers. So he could probably do that. Probably like similar to what I'm doing with Hitmontop. He could do something like that. Like an Assault Vest Intimidate set. So he has that option, or he could just go straight offensive. But he'll probably just run it defensively. So yeah, so Staraptor, Hoopa, Blaziken. No, not Blaziken. Keep saying Blaziken. Staraptor, Hoopa, Crocodile. He's probably gonna bring Magnezone. I only have one ground type, and that's Nidoqueen, so he probably will bring it, most likely. So yeah, he'll probably bring that as a Choice Scarf set, or he'll run it like Choice Specs, something like that. But there's a chance that he could bring Magnezone. I don't really have like a dedicated switching into it besides Nidoqueen, so judging by that, he definitely will predict Nidoqueen to come. So that's another reason why he could bring Hoopa, just to counteract just counteract the Nidoqueen. So yeah, so Staraptor, Hoopa, Crocodile, Magnezone. Who else could he bring? He needs a Rapid Spinner, so he's probably gonna bring Blastoise. So yeah, he has that option to bring it. So Staraptor, Magnezone, Hoopa, Crocodile, Blastoise. I want to say he's going to bring Mega Diancie because he needs Magic Bounce to get rid of hazards. Because he doesn't really have a dedicated Rapid Spin user. He doesn't have a Rapid Spin user or a Defogger, so he has to rely heavily on Magic Bounce. So he will most likely bring Mega Diancie. Actually, no, I just realized something. Hitmontop does get Rapid Spin too. I mean, not Hitmontop. I meant Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee and Blastoise get Rapid Spin. So what am I saying? What am I talking about? But he probably will bring that though. He probably will slow bring the Mega Diancie, because that can just like force me to not want to switch. To not want to set up hazards and stuff. So yeah, that's why I think he's gonna bring Mega Diancie. Also, again, it is a pretty good wall breaker too on his team. I don't really have much in my draft. That's an answer to it, because I lost my Steel type, because I dropped my Steel type. So yeah, he probably will bring that. So my guess for this week is going to be Staraptor, Mega Diancie, Magnezone, Crocodile, Blastoise, and Hoopa. So yeah, that is my final thought. Yeah, I think that's what he's gonna bring, because again, he needs an Intimidator, so that's why he's gonna bring that. So he could go either way. It could be an intimidating Staraptor, or it could be a Moxie Crocodile. But either way, he could bring both of them. So yeah, so that's my thought for this team builder and stuff. So let me know what you guys think, and I will see you when the battle happens. Take care.